Welcome, our dear students of grade 5. Today we'll explain a spelling lesson. It's Greek word parts. In the previous lesson, we studied Latin roots. And as we know, there are many English words that came from other languages. But today, we will study the Greek word parts. Greek word parts, many words, are formed from the Greek word parts, like the word tele. And tele means over a long distance. Photo. Photo means light. Meter means to measure. And graph means to write. Okay? Let's read the words of our lesson. Telephone, graphic, thermometer, photographer, centimeter, paragraph, telescope, diameter, photocopy, speedometer, telegraph, millimeter, autograph, television, barometer, telecommute, pedometer, phonograph, kilometer, telephoto. The first word, telephone. And telephone, it's the piece of equipment that you use when you are talking to someone by telephone. For example, the telephone rang just as I was leaving. Graphic. And graphic means a clear description, okay, or it's a graphic account or description of an event is very clear and gives a lot of details, especially unpleasant ones. For example, his illness is described in graphic detail, means it's described in very easy detail. Thermometer. It's a piece of equipment that measures the temperature of the air or your body. The thermometer registers over 100 Celsius. Photographer. And photographer, it's a job. Someone who takes pictures, he is a photographer. So someone who takes photographs, especially as a professional or as an artist. Example, he worked for the magazine as a fashion photographer. Centimeter. And centimeter, if we look to the distance between 0 and 1, this distance, it's a centimeter. So a centimeter is a unit for measuring length. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Paragraph. Paragraph, it's part of a piece of writing which starts on a new line and contains at least one sentence. And I know many of you wrote many paragraphs and you know the shape, or this is the paragraph, okay? It's so easy. The opening paragraphs of the novel. Example 2. I wrote a good paragraph. Telescope. If you look at the picture here, telescope, okay? To look and see the very far distance object. So telescope, it's a piece of equipment shaped like a tube used for making distant objects look larger and closer. For example, details on the moon's surface can only be seen through a telescope. Diameter. And diameter, okay, when you start from one side of the circle and you go through the center to the other side, so it's a diameter. Okay, I can draw another diameter here. I will start from inside, but I have to move through the center to the other side, so it's a diameter. So diameter, it's a straight line from one side of a circle to the other side, passing through the center of the circle or the length of this line. For example, the diameter of the Earth is about 13,000 kilometers. Photocopy, and photocopy, it's a copy of usually printed material made with a process in which an image is formed. So, for example, I sent him the original document, not a photocopy. So when you photocopy, you take an image from the original document. Speedometer. And a speedometer, it's an instrument or tool in a vehicle that shows how fast it is going. So any car has a speedometer. Telegraph. And telegraph, it's an old-fashioned method of sending message using radio or electrical signals. For example, in the past, they used the telegraph to send messages. Millimeter, and millimeter, it's the distance between 0 and the first line after 0. Okay, this distance, it's millimeter. Okay, so millimeter, it's a unit for measuring. It's a unit for measuring length. So there are 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. Okay. Autograph. Autograph, when someone or a very famous person sign for you in your shirt, for example. So it's autograph. So autograph, a famous person's signature that they give to someone who admires them. So, for example, can I have your autograph means can I have your signature? Television, and television, it's very easy. It's a piece of electronic equipment shaped like a box screen on which you can watch programs. For example, they have a television in every room. Barometer. And barometer, it's an instrument. An instrument means a tool that measures changes in the air pressure. I measure the air pressure by a barometer. Telecommute. And telecommute means to work at home, okay, by using your computer or your laptop to work for another company. using internet connection. So telecommute means to work at home by the use of an electronic link-up with a central office. Example, the company now allows some of its employees to telecommute. Pedometer. And pedometer, it's an instrument that measures how far you walk. So if you want to count your steps, you can use pedometer. So the easiest way to measure distance is to get hold of a pedometer. Phonograph. In phonograph, it's an instrument for reproducing sounds by means of the vibration. Kilometer. And kilometer, it's a unit for measuring distance, and it's equal to 1,000 meters. Okay, so you can say the distance between my house and my school is 1 kilometer, so it's 1,000 meters. Telephoto. If you have a camera and you want to photo a very far object, you cannot. You have to put lens on your camera. So telephoto being a camera lens system designed to give a large image of a distant object. For example, Nikon company produced a telephoto lens. Okay, thank you very much.